Hey guys, Alex here. Gonna go through a tool, really. Kanban board's really a tool we use in Agile. I'm just looking actually at Abbey Road above me. Looks a bit like a Kanban board there at the zebra crossing. I'm going to show you what a Kanban board is, how it's used, and how it relates to your backlog. So really what we're talking about with a Kanban board is looking at your backlog through a different perspective. So backlogs are really good for planning because you have a nice list and you can order them. But when it comes to actually executing the work and wanting to see at a snapshot where is the work at, Kanban boards are the way forward. So let me show you what a Kanban board might look like. This is a good Kanban board. Very, very simple. We're really looking for simplicity here and transparency. We end up with a backlog in one column, and our goal is to move work from the backlog to the done column. It will go through a build phase or a in progress phase. So you might only have hopefully a quick turnaround of these things. It goes from the top of the backlog into the build, into the done. And you're really, when you're running Kanban, only focusing on things in the build and trying to draw things across constantly. In all honesty, I don't see many Kanban boards like this. I tend to see them with the other columns in between. There tends to be a flow of work that goes through. So you might have a backlog on one side, then it might go to team design before it goes to build. God forbid it might go through approval. I should hope not in an agile team, but you do have these stage gates that go through even in the smallest item. Some people have build and test separately. Again, I'm not so keen on that. But if it helps get the work from backlog to done, that's fine. This is about visibility, so we're not going to get bogged down with process here. So to give this a bit more flavour, they have cards on. So until now, you might be going, what are all these columns for? So you put cards of the outcomes on the board. They start in the backlog. These are the rows in your backlog. But when we turn it around and look at the same view in the Kanban, they end up in this column here. And the card wants to present pertinent data. So you want the title of the outcome, you want the owner, and you probably want the size of it as well, so story points. You might have other things on there like prerequisites, all that sort of stuff. The card is really important. This can be done physically or in one of the applications like Jira, massive applications, or Azure DevOps, or Monday. They all use the same sort of system. Like I said, the goal is to get that card from there to there and have visibility and discussion around it. This is the board you'll be looking at in your daily stand-up. So it's really, really good to keep it up to date. So the goal of whether you're running a Kanban system or Scrum, as two of the most prevalent system frameworks, is to get work from there to there. So this is what a full board looks like. This is what a good board would look like. A nice balance of work. Some in the done, some in the backlog, and only a little bit of work in progress. So if you were running Kanban, you'd be really running daily stand-ups to go through the work that's just been done, the stuff that's in progress, and you'd be going from the done all the way through the build, through the team design, and all the way to the backlog. But making sure everyone feels comfortable with what the next outcome is to drive that work into the done column. If you're running sprints and Scrum, you would have dedicated so many cards to the Scrum, to the sprint, and we would focus on those in our daily stand-up. We'd really be focusing on the ones in progress and asking what's the next thing and, what have you done, what's next, and have you got any blockers? This presentation this presentation that you're seeing on the screen, the presentation of the Kanban showing your work in progress and what's coming and what's done is really with the strength of a Kanban board. It's bread and butter. It's a tool you have to have. I'm not saying if you don't have you can't be agile without them, but it's going to be quite difficult. That's Kanban boards. Feel free to check out the rest of the playbook of mine on my website. I hope you enjoyed this video.